Hello, hello. Welcome back. Let's talk about Dorian. So Dorian is the scale that naturally appears from the major scale should you start on the second interval. But that's not a great way of looking at it, because then people will just think one tone down and play the major scale, and you'll miss the point because you're not hitting or recognizing where the right intervals are, which is what scales are. They're a collection of intervals. And the best way to look at Dorian is to think of the minor pentatonic, because you already know that. And then you add a 2, which you already know because you've done Aeolian, and then you add a 6 rather than the flat 6. So the only difference between Aeolian and Dorian in terms of what are the intervals is the 6. It's the 6 instead of the flat 6. And it makes a big difference. Like, listen to this. Here's Aeolian. It's sad, isn't it? Here's Dorian. It's more of an uplifting kind of minor scale. It's the cooler version, the cool rather than the sad. It's a very popular minor scale in jazz. It's like the one everyone's always using. So you got So What, Miles Davis, Moondance, Van Morrison, Chic's Good Times, Stevie Wonder's I Wish, Scarborough Fair, Simon and Garfunkel, Mad World. These are all songs that actually use Dorian as a home, where most songs are like in minor. Aeolian is home. It's where you land and finish the song on. But in those songs I mentioned there, Dorian is home. So you could use them in that case, then you could use the Dorian scale as a blanket scale, like you do with the minor pentatonic when you want to sound like a generic rock soloist. So that's very, very important to learn this mode. It's like extremely important, actually. So you could use it as a blanket scale, but really you use it whenever chord 2 pops up. Or if a major chord has been turned into a minor, then usually that's Dorian you kind of apply to that. You probably mix it with, the blues scale, and now the Conspirian scale. You can mix it with that as well and stuff. But it's a really, really important step here to learn Dorian as in its own right. I mean, it's extremely important. You have to do it, basically. So you got the minor pentatonic, and you add the 2 and the 6. And how do we do that? Well, we just start here in A with our G minor shape, and we play minor pentatonic. We don't go below the root note, because all we want to focus on is pairing it with this scale shape, with this chord shape. Add the 2. You already know how to do that. Go back. Add the 6. There now. Oh, it's so much more uplifting, isn't it, than the sad one. That's the happy 6. There. Oops, I added a 9 there. I shouldn't do that. So because I made that mistake, I have to keep doing it. Definitely know where it is now, right? Go back then. And then around the cycle of 4th. 2, 2, 2, 2. Back. 6, 6, back, and the whole thing. And then in G and C and F and etc, etc, etc. E shape, E minor shape rather. 2, 2, 2, E minor pentatonic shape. Where's the 6? There. That's a bad attempt at my way, that's the interval. And now the da da da. There. Okay, back. Always have to go back. Now. And then you do it in D, and then you do it in G, and etc, etc, etc. D minor. 2, 2, back. That's where the 6 is. Back. And now. Move that around the cycle a fourth. C minor shape. 2, 2, back. There's the 6. Back. 2 and 6 is Dorian. And then you take that around all 12 keys. And then you go to A minor shape. 2. Back. 6. There as well. Back. And the full scale is this. D, 2, back, 6, back, and now Dorian. There you go. That's all the shapes. You need to do that. You need to spend at least a week, maybe 2, just playing those shapes in all keys. Don't expect it to happen on a Saturday afternoon. It's gonna take a while. It has to be like unbelievably clear that you can do this. And then you go. That's the G minor shape Dorian. That's the E minor shape Dorian. When we come down here, we switch there. We switch there. Okay? You do that in D, you do it in G, etc, 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 until you're back in A again. Expect that to take quite a few days. You gotta know that, yes, I can do it. I can definitely do it. And not until then do you move on. You move on to this. E minor shaped Dorian. A around the cycle of fourth, closest shape possible. That's an A minor shape. That's a a D minor shape in G minor. C minor Dorian in a G minor shape. F Dorian in a C minor shape. And now you're in B flat minor and we play an E minor shape again. Okay, so that's all the exercises. Hopefully this makes so much sense to you now that you don't need to follow the videos after this video where I go through this one by one to click. And you go, I can do this. I know my minor pentatonic. I know my intervals. I know how to add them. I'm going to just sit down and stare at the fretboard and do it and get it done as a little warm-up before I start doing all the important stuff every day. Like playing and investigating songs. How can I play this song better? Here's chord 2 in this song. What does that mean for my Dorian scale? Well, it means I can use those intervals. So let's do a quick little out of nowhere example here. Let's say we're in C. C major. A minor, chord 6. And then D minor, chord 2. Dorian, chord 5, G. That's G mixolydian. Back to chord 1, that's C major. Happy. 6, A Aeolian, sad. D minor Dorian. G. Want to go back home again, mixolydian. So all those chords are from the same key, C major, but I think different intervals when I hit the different chords. C, and then it's all of a sudden more musical because I'm pinpointing the intervals over each chord. Okay, next step. It's going to be harder. We're going to do Phrygian. Really awkward little scale. And what's more, we're going to do the evil cousin as well, Phrygian dominant. So make sure you really learn Dorian here before you move on and interact with Phrygian. See you in the next step.